Rugby originated in 1823 at Rugby College in Rugby, England. William Webb Ellis was playing soccer for his high school, Rugby College in Rugby, England. As the story goes, he got frustrated and picked up the soccer ball, ran the length of the field, knocking people over, and just threw it into the net. And of course, everyone was saying, no, 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 you can't do that. But then they got to thinking, you know, that might be kind of fun if you could run the ball, kick the ball, pass the ball. And rugby had its birth right there.
Hey, Penning, you too pretty to play?
Come on, we need you on D.
We'll play touch if you want.
Hey, come play with us.
He's afraid of messing up his pretty face.
I only play rugby.
American football grew out of rugby. Now, you know, in football, you cross the goal line for a touchdown. Well, that grew out of rugby, where you go into the end zone and have to actually ground the ball or touch the ball down, hence the word touchdown.
It is a really violent sport. It's more violent in some ways than American football.
It is so intense. It's brutal.
Rugby has 15 players on each team. It's a tackle sport.
There's no padding. They're just, you know, big guys running into each other at full tilt and hitting each other, and their heads crack and their ears get nice and big and cauliflowered, and they lose their teeth and they break their arms and their collarbones. And so it's a pretty vicious sport.
It's a tough sport. It's a contact sport. And what's fun about it, it's continuous action.
I'm actually fine. I'm one of 3 cast members so far who hasn't gotten injured. I've had little sprains here and there and bruises, but ultimately I've fared pretty well. Sean's been getting beat up, but he gets beat up daily, you know.
There's no way to prepare yourself for the hits. I took a lot of hits in this movie. I gave a lot of hits too, which don't exactly feel good either. But I suffered quite a few injuries during the filming of this, and ended up at the hospital twice. Many prescriptions down the line.
Well, the Highland rugby team in the movie was comprised of Highland rugby alumni. Boys, mostly in college, who had graduated, who knew what it meant to wear the HR over your heart. They know what the values of the team are. They know what it means to be a Highland rugby player. And that's a pride they take with them the rest of their life. And then we had 9 Hollywood actors ages 18 to 24. The studio sent them to me a week before the movie and said, Larry, we need rugby boot camp.
The boot camp experience was a lot of fun. It was a little intense. It was a little brutal at points.
And so I had them morning, afternoon, and evening, and we'd come right here to the Murray rugby field, and I started, this is a rugby ball. And you know, these were great young men. They were highly motivated to not only excel in their profession of acting, but to learn rugby. And I'll tell you, there's some of them I would have loved to have had on the team. They were gifted athletes, but they threw themselves into it for 1 week, morning, noon, and night. They ate, drank, and slept rugby.
You know, we sat in Coach Gellix's basement and watched the New Zealand All Blacks and the Highland rugby team in their championship games, and just and talked about life, and you know, how this is just a game.
One of the things that was really great about the rugby camp was that we got to learn the Highland philosophy and you know, become a part of the team.
We just really had time to focus on everything and break it down into little pieces to make sure we had everything right.
Being a part of all that is Highland is a rare opportunity. Unless you live here and play rugby here, you don't get.
It was awesome for me because I really got a chance to learn what these guys go through, and I really had a sense of what a rugby player, you know, they play through the pain. They won't, you know, most guys wouldn't even tell the coach that this was bothering them or that was bothering them because they don't want to be pulled out. They will play the entire game hurt and come back again next week and play all through practice hurt, just so they can go out on that field, whatever day of the week they're playing, and play the game.
Highland rugby on 3! 1, 2, 3! Highland rugby!